You have entered the Plumbing Business Success Zone, teaching entrepreneurs the business of plumbing. This is Potty Talk Live, recorded live every week. Turn on notifications to never miss an episode. Now your host, Richard Behney, the $1 Million Plumber.
Hey, plumbing pros. Welcome to the 277th episode of Potty Talk Live. Hey there, I'm your host, Richard Behney, the $1 Million Plumber, seated behind the golden MVP microphone where we're talking the business of plumbing. And specifically in this episode, been looking forward to this episode, and I believe you should be too. Are you looking to hire? Okay, you looking for a few good men? All right. Are you looking for plumbers? Okay. Are you growing where you need more plumbers on board? All right. All right. What do I always say? I can hear what the lovely Laura, sweetheart. What do I always say? Always be
recruiting.
That's right. Always be recruiting. Well, in tonight's episode, we have a recruiting expert with us. Okay. We have the hiring guru. All right. The top cat himself, Mr. Ryan Kohler, okay, of ApplicantPro. And we're going to be talking about what plumbing applicants are looking for. And probably, some of the mistakes that we make, okay, when we're looking for, plumbing applicants, and that's really kind of pushing guys away, okay? We don't want to do that, right? We don't want to do that. So we'll get right on here in just a moment here, but it's good to have you on board.
Yeah, hey, everybody.
Good to see everybody here. All right, I'm seeing a lot of folks here.
Yeah,
all right, watching here.
Checking in.
All right, hey, you know what? Hey, for those that have been around, you know the routine. All right, if you're watching live, type live in the comments.
Live. Do it right now.
Right now, okay. Hey, if you're catching the replay here, okay, whether you're catching the replay on the Facebook or over on the YouTube channel, okay, type replay in the comments. Let us know you saw the replay, okay?
Right,
and if you're listening to the podcast, you know what to do. Just keep on listening. All right.
Hey, everybody. Let me remind everybody, get notified when Potty Talk Live goes live. Just type the get notified button that's somewhere on your device right now. Never want to miss an episode. Never want to miss an episode of Potty Talk Live. Is that right?
That's right. Hey, I'm looking at some responses there. I got seeing people on board. It's like, one guy said, seeing a lot of good. Hey, Tom Shell, Doc Shell's in the house.
No way,
Doc. Hey,
Tom,
brother.
we're your neighbors now.
We're down here in your neck of the woods, brother. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You can see a lot of good comments here.
Here
we got
one. Let's see. There we go. Matthew Delnay. Hey, Matthew.
Hey, Matthew.
Thanks
all right.
for sharing that fun news.
Great news there.
that you shared the other day with Richard. That was awesome. Congratulations.
That's right.
Let's see. Who else we got? We got Serenity Plumbing in the house. Chris Owens, Serenity Plumbing. Hey there. Good to have you. Where are you out of, Chris? Yeah. Don't know. Kelly
right
Ball?
Here. I see there's a fun conversation going on in the back room. We had Mr. Willie says he's not interested.
Yeah, he said he wasn't interested.
Yeah. Hey, we have guys that just they're not interested. And then you got the other guys. Right. Okay. The other guys responded, well, I guess you're not interested in growth today. Right. And that kind of stuff. Right. Hey, which is right. Yeah. Put the mask on,
Move on.
Right.
Let's see. Kelly Ball is in the house. Hey, Kelly Ball, one of my favorite balls in the world. Caleb McKenzie.
That's right.
Is in the house. Johnny
Gibson. My brother, how you doing, man?
Good to see you.
All right.
See. Lenny is in the house. Lenny out of Inception Plumbing. Who Daryl was on last night. Her better other was on last night. Did an awesome job.
Did a great job.
Potty Talk Live, right?
Hey, question for you here. While you guys are signing in and checking in and that kind of thing. What's one of the things that frustrates you when you're trying to hire?
Trying to hire? Ooh, that's good.
Trying to hire.
What frustrates you?
What frustrates you? Okay, because we got the hiring guru on here.
We do.
Okay, this cat is the top cat.
He knows everything.
All right.
Carmen's in the house.
Yep.
So what's the question again?
What frustrates you? What's your greatest frustration when it comes to hiring, guys? We're talking to one of our clients today. I heard you talking, and they had someone, they were supposed to have an interview today, and it was a no call, no show, right? Like that never happened to us.
Right, never. Oh, no, they always showed up.
It wasn't. His name wasn't Willie, was it? Was it?
I don't know. Yeah, all of ours always showed up for sure, even if they showed up in their pajamas.
We had those. That showed up in pajamas. Yep.
We literally had an applicant show up in scrubs.
Right.
It was like he just came out of surgery or something.
You realize this is a plumbing position, right?
When you realize you're on an interview, but literally
and he still had like Dorito powder and stuff on his face.
That was an interesting one. So the question again, what frustrates
Right you here. Miss Jessica, an Applicant Pro, one of the great folks
She's
at
the
Applicant
reason
Pro.
for Applicant Pro's success, I would have to say.
I think so. I know that our clients just love her.
I hit the wrong button. Everyone would say Jessica Giambroni is the reason that Applicant Pro is where it is today. So
Ryan, I think I see Ryan in the green room. He's agreeing.
Yeah,
he better agree, man. You got it right.
Okay, guys, what the answer to the question? What frustrates you?
Yes.
What frustrates you about it? Ted's got one. Ted Thompson out
Yes.
of Top Hat Plumbing. Give me the town. Doggone it, Missouri, and it's near Branson. Ted, I always forget.
Branson, Missouri. Whatever.
People that show interest in an ad then never contact us again.
Right.
Yes.
We have those. That's. And there's other things involved in that. We talk about that. I think Ryan may bring something about that up.
Yep.
Okay.
Charlie said we had a no-call, no-show interview with a reschedule email hours later for 2 days. Took a hard pass.
Yep. I see Jeff Klinkenberg just said that he just signed up with Applicant Pro today.
Oh, sweet.
Way smart move, Jeff.
Smart move.
Hey, I'm gonna make no bones about it. I'm not apologizing. I'm here to push Applicant Pro.
Absolutely.
Because you guys hear me say it once, you hear me say it all the time. Always be recruiting. Always be recruiting. And no one does it better than Applicant Pro for quite frankly, for what they do. I don't know how they do it so cheaply. I think they're suckers.
If you're not.
Right, that's right.
That's okay. Brian just left. So
Brian just
walked out. Let's see. Caleb says, guys who claim to know their stuff and don't.
Yeah. No one's ever as good as
Has
you.
that ever happened to anybody where the guy says, "Yeah, I'm great at everything, all plumbing, everything."
They always do. They always do. Remember when you were dating your wife? How you told her you were good at everything?
And I love doing dishes and
right.
that kind of stuff.
I love you, baby. I'll do it. That same thing is happening.
Right,
okay.
same thing.
All right.
Works Plumbing in San Francisco needs 10 techs right now. Now. Whoa.
We know. That's
Okay.
one of our clients. We have a couple others in the same boat. And
Okay.
we're gonna talk about what you can do about that.
Absolutely.
And the whole process there.
Ted Thompson
right.
said just signed up with Applicant Pro yesterday. Love
All
that.
right.
All right.
Because he's smart.
He is
He and
very
Nikki
smart.
are
Nikki
smart.
Thompson, smart plumbing.
There's some
power
smart
couple.
folks. All right.
Okay.
Well, good. Well, let's bring the hiring guru on.
Okay, let's do it.
Mr. Ryan Kohler.
What's up?
How you doing, brother?
Doing
All right.
great.
Man, it's good to see you. I was going to say,
Yeah.
when we just touched base, first of all, thank you for giving up your evening here and being on Potty Talk Live and sharing your wisdom. But I said, you look tan, man. What have you been doing in Utah?
Yeah, when it's 108 outside, you go to the lake. That's the answer for heat in St. George, Utah.
All right. So doing
Go
some
to the
boating.
lake.
All right.
Is
Looking
that hot in Utah?
Southern Utah, yeah. Like
Southern.
northern Utah gets snow, southern Utah gets heat. We're like 2 hours north of Vegas. It gets hot as
Okay.
You know what?
Yeah,
down
you're
here.
Southern Utah. Yeah, okay, I can hear the twang. Okay, yeah, I can hear a little bit of twang in your
Yeah,
voice.
so we rolled out on a surf boat about 3 weeks ago, and so trying to figure out how to create a wave from the ocean behind a boat.
Oh man, so you bought a boat? Wait, you're talking okay, well, let's talk boats.
No.
Hey, even one of my clients on here beat me to buy. We have Charlie here just bought a boat.
He beat you.
He beat me to buy a boat. We got others
It's
looking-
strange. Usually boats you try to keep the water out, but these surf boats you try to load a couple 1,000 pounds worth of water in them just so that you can create this massive wave behind it. It defies logic a little bit. We'll go with that.
Oh, cool. I'll have to check that out. Well, we got surf here. We just we just signed up. Well, probably TMI here, but we just signed up with the what is it, Freedom Boat Club or
Freedom
whatever.
Boat Club.
Yeah, I'm gonna learn boating. Hey, we're always learning. I've never
Yes.
boated in my life,
No.
and I figured before I got out there and ran over the docks and and the buoys and everything, and the $1 million plumber made a fool out of himself. I better learn boating. So. Yeah,
That's
so we
super
just-
smart. I just threw mine in the lake and figured I'd watch a YouTube video before I got it back on the.
That's right. Sounds like some handyman,
Better
though.
than the average person.
You watch a few, you do-it-yourselfers. Watch a few plumbing videos, and now they're expert
no,
plumbers.
Experts, totally.
Right.
I mean, I'm going to see if I can put a new prop on. I'm sure it's going to go well.
That's
I've seen 2 YouTube videos. I'm good to go.
Oh, you got it down. You got it down, man.
Perfect.
All right. There's a Charlie. Charlie has his boat up there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, he's already
All right, Charlie.
All right,
Let's
Charlie.
show off.
I know.
That's right. Hey, Charlie and Jess, they've worked hard. That's
They
Bees
have
Plumbing.
worked hard. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Bees
they're making it happen. That's one of the benefits, all right, of doing what you got to do with your plumbing business, digging in the right area.
That's right.
All right, and one of the right areas you got to be digging in with your plumbing business is hiring.
Yeah.
As you heard me say, and Ryan, you know, I'm all about always recruiting. And
Never
so,
stop.
so as we're recruiting, okay, let me pick your brain here a little bit. I know you got all the answers, but keep it simple for me, man, okay? Or don't go too deep on
You're
me,
just a
all right?
plumber, right,
All right,
baby?
I'm just a plumber. I'm a master plumber,
That's true.
which
True
means
that.
I can multiply, not just add. Okay, all right, okay. All right. What are applicants overall looking for? Plumber applicants. What do you say is like the main thing they're looking for when in a new plumbing business, a company that they're looking
Man,
at?
I'm going to be honest with you. They're probably looking for something different. And that's probably, if you take one thing away, most business owners mess up because they focus on what are our competitors doing and they copy them. And when you do that, if there's a bad habit in the industry, you just sucked it up, right? And while you might think that means that you're keeping up, when you go to try and steal your competitors' talent away, like they want something different. That's where you start. Like, what do they want? They want something different. Maybe it's better training. Maybe it's a better mentor. I can tell you, I got an ad right here in front of me. Best example of where we go wrong. Down here in the benefits, it says 12 unpaid vacation days yearly and 12 unpaid sick days yearly. Those 12 numbers are really big. You get 24 days off. Holy crap, that's awesome. Unpaid. Unpaid.
Right.
Unpaid. Now, as entrepreneurs, we mess up because we're like, somebody comes to you and says, hey, I want paid time off. And you're like, hell yeah, me too. I never get paid time off. I'm working all the freaking time.
Right.
These guys are not entrepreneurs. They're your employees. You're an entrepreneur. You're the one that gets the surf boat.
Right.
They're the ones that signed up to not start their own business. And this perfect, I just floated up while I was in the green room. Pulled up a job out. I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. What? And their competitors are probably like, dude, we'll let you not come to work and not pay you for 14 days.
Right.
You know, they want to get paid not to work. That is how it works. If I'm sick, I still have to pay the power bill. And so if you look at what do they want something different. And the easiest way to do that, go look at Indeed or Glassdoor and read the negative reviews about your competitors. It will tell you exactly what they want. Most likely, it's their training sucks. It was a giant mess. I didn't know what was expected. They didn't take care of me. And as entrepreneurs, we're like, we're not signing up to take care of you. Yeah, that's what we're signing up to do.
Right.
Unless you want to create entrepreneurs. If you treat your entrepreneurs, you're going to create entrepreneurs out of them.
Right. And I like it. You touched on it. This is one of the biggest things we see, that these guys aren't us. So the example, I'm willing to work unpaid. I'll go above and beyond unpaid. I'll figure things out on my own. I'll do that stuff.
Right.
I don't, and we think that our guys will do the same kind of a thing, and they don't.
Nope.
They don't. They're not.
Well, but here's the biggest thing though is if you actually stopped and did the math, right? Let's say that you're paying somebody $60,000 a year, and 24 days is outrageous. You don't need to give 24 days off.
No.
Yeah,
You're actually amplifying the number of days because they're not paying for it. But if you just said, let's just pay for like 15 days, right? And you compare 120 to 2080, right? You're talking about just like 5% increase in pay. A 5% increase. So if you're paying 60 grand a year, we're talking about an extra $3,000. That's it. $3,000 offers 15 days of paid vacation a year.
Right.
It would blow all your competitors out of the water. They wouldn't follow you because they think you're bat crazy, right? They're like, who's this guy? He's going to give his people 15 days paid a year? Yeah, because it's $3,000. Like, it's $3,000. This is nothing compared to the 60 grand you're paying them. Compared to how much time you spend trying to attract the best people, take care of them. They want some freaking PTO. Give them some PTO.
Right.
That doesn't make them. You know what they want to do? They want to go to the lake, and get paid for it.
That's right.
So they want to,
That's right.
they want to know if they get sick, they won't have to choose to not pay the power bill that month.
Right.
All they're asking for. Just hook them up. $2,000.
Hook them up. And right. And I'm asking I know I got some of my clients on here. Who pays for that?
Who pays for that?
Who pays for
Your
that?
clients do.
Exactly.
Right.
Take it
Yeah,
short.
When you're in a business where you charge per hour, I think it makes it a little more difficult to think about paying an employee not to work. Because you're so tuned to this, I charge per hour, and I know their hourly rate, and this is a cost of goods sold equation.
Right.
And so PTO would be overhead, and I want to reduce overhead, et cetera, et cetera. But you got to think about this as a competitive edge. This is what makes you different than everybody, is the fact that nobody else can wrap their head around this extra little bit of time, or how to manage staffing levels when you have somebody who wants to take a week off to go be with his family. But this is the difference between companies that retain great people and those that don't. Just think about this company right here, this whatever they are in Utah, right? There are no handcuffs on their employees. They're not walking away from PTO when they quit.
Right.
They're not walking away from those things. And so even that buildup of PTO is something they have to choose to leave. Hey, I've got a vacation plan. I'm going to get a new job. Even if they give me PTO, it probably won't be for 90 days or 120 days. This is something that sticks them to you.
Exact. In fact, I have a personal private example of this. I have a dear friend, now dear friends, and it's one of my past employees, and we became friends, and we talked. But he did it very well and kept the relationship separate, but has up to 4 weeks vacation. And he doesn't like the company, my old company, anymore. It's changed.
He's never gone anywhere though.
He's got his vacation and he's able to come and go and do what it's. And so they hook, even though he's uncomfortable, he doesn't really enjoy who he's working around anymore or whatever. He's hooked. They got him.
I think as an entrepreneur, we view things as we use money to buy the lifestyle we want, right? Like my mentor is like, I have to buy back days. He's like, now that you've made a certain amount of money, it's time for you to spend that money to buy your freedom and time back.
Yes.
And that's how we think as entrepreneurs, right? As employees, you reach a certain level of income and you're like, holy crap, I'm making 6 figures. You know what I could buy? A boat. Too bad I can never use it.
Right.
And so as employees, you reach a point where one extra dollar of money is not as valuable as a day off.
Right.
It's just not as valuable. And so you reach this point where you start saying, you know what, I'd prefer to have flexibility or a paid day off or those types of benefits that I don't have to pay tax on and that give me lifestyle, not just more money. But if I was saying I'm going to go unlimited and crush it and own my lifestyle at the end, I'd be an entrepreneur, not an employee.
Right. And that's what Ryan, and by the way, I saw the comment you just put up. Jim, how you doing, brother?
Jim Eichen,
Eichen, sir. It's good to see you, man.
Mr. Eichen, sir.
I saw that. The lovely Lord put that up. That's been a long-time viewer and just a great guy, all right?
Yep.
Great guy in the industry.
Okay. And we do have a question, too.
Well, we have a question? Okay, let's bring it. All right.
Charlie says, let's see, so what about the current guys? Do you bring them up if you're offering more to new hires? I've seen this. The current guys run across your ad and says, wait a minute.
This is different than paying more money for sure. And there are some things you can do. So for instance, if you already offer PTO, instead of expanding the PTO, you could change the start date, right? So you could say, look, most companies will say we offer 5 days of PTO, but you have to wait, I don't know, like 7 years before you can actually use it, right?
Right.
It's 90 days or 120 days or a year. So one way you could do that is if you do offer PTO, bring the startup to day one. Or offer a couple days right up front. Both of those things, number one, are one-time expenses. They just happen in the first year. They don't replicate throughout the entire life cycle of the employee, and they don't impact current employees. But you are right. If you aren't offering any PTO, then you're going to be giving it to everybody. And so start with 5 days or whatever, but just keep in mind, PTO, and it depends also if you're paying salary, it doesn't actually increase your expenses. It just means you're without that person. It doesn't drive up that cost. But yes, in that instance, you're saying we're going to use PTO to recruit and we're going to use PTO to retain.
Yes.
And that is an expense for sure. But trust me, it is of everything you could do with your employees. It is more valuable than a sign-on bonus. It's more valuable than paying a little extra money. If my choice is to pay 10% more, give PTO, I give PTO every day. Just think about the emotional benefit of I'm at the lake and still getting paid.
Right.
That's different than I have my own money and took a day off without pay. It's different.
Exactly. And I love, Ryan, you hit on that. And guys, you hear me, and I talk with this and I work on this with our private clients. And this is what I'll try to get to the point here because there's so much to it. In our experience, we had guys. You're going to have guys. I'm a big fan of piece rate. Okay, and I push, and as you know, Ryan, I talk about selling hours, and I have this thing called HVI, the hourly value index. Okay, and so I get the company, when the company knows it's one number, they can literally run the company with that one number. Okay, and so I was concerned. My whole thing of guys being happier switched, and I got the competitiveness out of them, and and all those things I wanted. When I switched from driving sales, like always talking numbers and pushing numbers. Because a guy gets to the point, dollars, like pushing dollars, we need average tickets of $1,500 and we're selling this and we're pushing that and we got to constantly get your truck up and up and up and up. When I switched it to the HVI of selling hours, the guys got more competitive. They just see me as I just want you to, you just want me to make more money for you. But what it did too was it switched in my brain, Ryan, what these guys are looking for, because I had guys, look, we all, and you guys know this out there, give me an amen for you guys out there, or tell me I'm full of it. I can handle both, okay? That your guys across the board, no matter where you're at in the world, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the cows are looking for the barn. The guys are looking to go home. On the whole, you're gonna have some top performers that are going after the money. They're one step under being an entrepreneur themselves, wanting to do the things. But most of your guys want to go home and go fishing, want to go make it to the kids' practice, they just want to do anything but plumbing. And so when I switched it to when they made the hours of what I needed for I won't go on the explanation, that's for another program, that made me keeping my crew retention a lot easier, because I had guys, I got what I wanted out of them from the truck, but they were getting off at 2 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon every day.
Right.
And we're happy. And if I wanted to make more money, I just added a truck. I just brought another guy, and placed him there. So that.
Yeah, I think that really nails down whether it's managing people and motivating people or even hiring. That concept that, well, you want X, you can't phrase it in terms that are what you want revenue. That's cool. But your employees don't see the benefit of that. And it's either unapproachable or it has negative connotations behind it, right? So when you switch it into something that they can understand, that is personal to them, and usually that has to do with removing money out of it, right? Number of deals for us, number of demos, and the numbers of doing things versus the revenue. And you can get your multiplier to multiply what that means from a revenue standpoint, but that is something that doesn't have the negative connotation of money and something that they can see in their own personal life. Yeah, it's perfect, right? And so PTO is the same thing. It's not about the cost. It's about number of days off. How many days do I get off to go do something? Cool. We're going to offer 10 days off, 10 paid days. That's, again, something that they can connect to and say, I totally understand what that means. It's 10 trips to the lake. It's 10 times going skiing. It's 10 times doing whatever. It's 10 3-day weekends, right? Like they can connect that to what matters to them, which is not the money at that point.
Right.
It isn't. It's an emotion. Like I have companies we compete with that actually like pay for their vacation. They'll pay the trip because again, there's so much value behind it. I don't think you need to do that because right now the bar is so low in plumbing that 12 unpaid days is supposedly something you should tell people about, right? It's like they won't pay you if you're sick.
Right.
Like, but when the bar's that low, it doesn't take much. Like I bet for a lot of plumbers, 5 days of PTO would be a huge competitive advantage. Just like 5, because when all your competitors give none,
like,
that's a big deal. What's interesting is if you read ads, these guys are very specific about what they offer, even though it totally sucks. And then you have people that actually offer PTO that don't actually tell you how much you get or when it starts. And so for that same thing, like if it matters to them, tell them specifically before they apply. You want people to like not no-show on an interview. Make sure the job is something they're really, really excited about having. PTO, perks, some of those things, more than just money. They're different.
And that there's a skill, and I love where you're going with this, Ryan, because it's, look, guys, we're plumbers. Mm-hmm. We're not wordsmiths. We don't look at things this way. Mm-hmm. Also, we're the entrepreneur. We love our company. Mm-hmm. It's the best company ever, and so why wouldn't anybody want to work for us? And Ryan, that's the first thing I'll ask guys when they're hiring. I ask, why would anyone want to go work with you? I say it just like that, like, what, why would I want to work for you? What do you got to offer? Well, we got a truck, and I got equipment. Well, who cares about that? Why,
Yeah, so, got that too.
Right. Exactly. So it's
what's
guys,
in it for me? Right.
What's in it for me? Mm-hmm. So it's learning that. And quite frankly, when you're busy growing your business and running things, you don't have the time to do that. So that's why I am pushing ApplicantPro. You should be an ApplicantPro. We've had some that said they just signed up, and others that are. I know there's others on here that use an ApplicantPro, guys. And you can simply type applicant in the comments, or if you're listening, you go to themilliondollarplumber.com/ApplicantPro.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, can we do one thing
demo?
In case some people don't know what ApplicantPro is? Ryan, what is your 15-second elevator pitch for ApplicantPro? What is ApplicantPro?
So sure. So ApplicantPro gives you the ability to have a easy list of pre-qualified candidates to pick from. That's the best way to think about it. We started off offering software, and it was like giving a giant freaking monkey wrench to a little kid. Like they'd swing it all over the place and bash up the place, right? Mm-hmm. And it was like it would help, but then they'd write a terrible app, right? Mm-hmm. And so now it's much more of a full service sourcing solution. You tell us what you're looking for, and we'll write an ad that people actually are attracted to. We'll post it, we'll rotate it. Your whole idea of always be recruiting. We'll actually write 3 versions of your plumbing ads, and they'll like be rotating throughout, like each month a new ad will show up. They'll be a little bit different. And so we'll set up the screening, so when you want to hire, there's already a list of pre-qualified candidates sitting in there to go look at. And to me, it really is like, always be recruiting isn't like driving your business. It's also like a courage thing. Nothing gives you courage like knowing you can hire the replacement for that dude who didn't come to work on time.
Yes.
It takes a lot of courage when it's the same thing, like there's 2 courage drivers in business. It's demand and applicants. If you have demand for your business, you will tell customers no. You will stop taking bad deals and stop doing bad work. And applicants, there is nothing that gives you more courage than knowing there are other people out there ready and qualified that will work for you, so you can fire that guy.
Okay,
or you can have a hard conversation.
I can't stand myself. I got to jump in here, Ryan. I can't, because I love you, brother. Guys, you hit right on. I tell my my clients, and of course in the academy I hit on this, but we work together, and you probably hear me on the program here. I push 2 things to the guys. It's marketing, which is demand, because we talk about what we call the freedom lifestyle. So you can get the boat, and you can go, skiing and boating and hunting and whatever you're into with your family, and not be working on the business every day. Right. But it's marketing, which is demand, and constantly recruiting. All right, which gives you the ability to the guy that's just kind of not doing your system. You can cut him. You can take him out back and shoot him. But I didn't say that. I didn't. Facebook is going to get me.
And I don't even think it always comes. I don't always think it comes to firing. I think it comes to having hard conversations. A lot of those people you don't end up firing when you actually properly stand up and be like, dude, that's not cool.
Right.
Like, that's not cool. We're not going to do this. We're going to do this. And you can do that with a level of courage and confidence, knowing, hey, you know what? I'm really pissed at this guy. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to log into ApplicantPro and gather a little courage. There's 10 people in here that I could hire. Dude, You're out.
Yes.
And so that versus what normally would happen would be you're upset at this person and you're like, oh man, if we fire him, I'm going to have to write an ad and post it. It's going to take a bunch of time and we're going to be out this stuff. Instead, this ad's running. The applicants are there. You can literally log in and be like, oh man, this guy right here is so much better than the guy I'm about ready to talk to. Come on, let's have the conversation. I'm ready. Right. Let's go have it. Because I could literally call this guy and schedule the interview tomorrow instead of waiting and then being behind the 8 ball and looking at it from a concept of like, well, if I fire him, I don't have a worker. I don't even know who the worker could be. It could be months before I find somebody. I'm going to be out all that revenue. Well, I'll just let it slide today.
Exactly. Right? You hit right on. Guys, I'll say I was in that trap.
Sure.
I was. I mean, I did it, so I don't have to throw anyone else under the bus. We did,
all
guys,
have.
and it's what it is. But that's exactly what this provides. ApplicantPro makes it possible. It systemizes your hiring process, okay? And it's an important key. And Ryan, I want to throw in here, I want everyone should have ApplicantPro. But those that also know me, that you're always recruiting, so it's a major part of of the process. But you yourself too want to be having your guys, letting them know that, hey, we're always hiring. We're having a culture of always hiring,
right.
And that you yourself are handing out cards saying, hey, we're always looking for good guys and that kind of stuff. So it's just part of the process. Right.
Hey,
well, and even along those lines, like when those jobs every month when they're posted, we can actually email your guys with a link that they can click and share on Facebook. Perfect. So the system will even systematize the employee referrals and be like, hey, post this on Facebook, you'll get credit and we'll pay you something when we hire your friend, right? And so even that, it kind of automates you not having to do that with your guys. The system will do it. You load up their email addresses and walk away. And every time we repost the job, your guys get a link to go post and share. Like it just runs its thing. You're getting this piece plus a person. Like if you want to hire, like you don't even need to log in. You can shoot a text or give a call to one of our people. They'll answer the phone. They'll ask you a handful of questions. You can go back to work. They'll write the ad. They'll post the ad. They'll generate the applicants. They'll set up the. It's you're hiring a bookkeeper instead of buying QuickBooks.
Right.
Yes.
You're not getting that initial job. We're not going to interview for you. I'm not going to tell you who to hire. But we're going to do that initial demand generation so that there's just a pot of people sitting there. I can tell you when I hire, it's what I do. I don't write ads. I don't freaking post ads. Like I have a couple companies when my CEO of one of my side companies needs to hire, I'm like, dude, I'm just going to call Giselle over here. She's going to fire it up and she'll call you in a week and tell you who we've got to look at. But why would you be wasting your time doing that? You're not good at it. And like you should be doing your job, which is building my software product, not reading resumes.
That's right.
And so it really is like the most efficient way is in the same way I'd be pissed if that guy was in QuickBooks creating invoices and receiving deposits. That's not what the CEO of a 12-employee software company does. That's not his job.
Yeah.
And so.
Hey, Ryan, I got a question, administrative question. So when you post the jobs, where do the jobs get posted to?
Sure. So, I mean, clearly Indeed is the #1 job board. So we push to literally hundreds of job boards. So Indeed and ZipRecruiter, all your job boards now have this free versus paid model. So Indeed and Zip, we have a Facebook. Facebook's got a new job board. LinkedIn's got a job board. Glassdoor, you name it, any of the free organic type job boards that are out there. Google for Jobs is a big one, right? We also have an email list that I think is like 1.5 million active job seekers right now that we send emails to. We take that email, bundle it up, find the plumbing applicants in a certain area and blast it that way. So pretty much anywhere you can think of, we're going to shove that job out there.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay.
It is beautiful, guys. That's
Again,
what I drop. I mean, it's the thing all of you got to do, and so that's why I'm not ashamed or I'm not going to apologize for saying pushing ApplicantPro on you. I mean, I wish we had it in our day. It'd be all over it. And so if you're not using ApplicantPro as part of your process of finding guys, you're gonna die. I mean, it's just it verges on. I know we're such a PC society now. We don't want to say it, but it's stupid. I'm going to say it because it's just it's a stupid. Stupid is as stupid does. Okay, and so you really do need to make ApplicantPro part of your process.
Let the pros do it.
Let the pros do it.
Speaking of that, you've got different levels. Is that right, Ryan? As far as different levels of service.
So we charge based on number of employees, right? So based on your size, it's a monthly fee. It's month to month. I believe there's like a 3-month commitment or something like that. And after that, month to month, you can turn it off, come back on later if you're not hiring. Clearly, both of us here on the call would say don't do that.
Don't turn on.
Like unless we're not going to grow it all and we have no turnover.
And your customers pay for it.
Yeah,
right.
Like it should be going all the. Again, if you think about it like I need this to hire, it's a huge value. If you think about it like I need this for courage, I need to know at any time that this is here. It is relatively inexpensive for a whole lot of courage to know. And so it includes writing the jobs and posting the jobs and an actual person there. Like you can shoot them a text or email them, call them up and say, hey, we're not getting the right kind of applicants. What can you do? And I will tell you, they're going to start pushing back a little and be like, you don't offer PTO, man. Like we can put lipstick on this pig, but if you keep providing a crappy experience, there's some of that stuff that you can't get around, right? It includes assessments, so integrity and culture-based testing. Somebody said dialogue on here. We can actually run recorded audio interviews. So you could just send out a link and they'll call in and they'll ask them a series of questions and record it. We have texting, so if you want to actually schedule an interview, you can shoot a text right through the system and the replies come back in there. And so it really is like, once you get a good pot of applicants in there, being able to efficiently engage with them and get this stuff done, like sending them out recorded audio interviews so that when you come in the next day, they're all recorded. You don't have to make all those calls and talk to them. And so, yeah, it really is. We switch from kind of like a pay to upgrade all these things into like, here's the one thing of what you should use. You should use this pot of stuff that includes everything. And here I'm going to assign somebody to do most of the work for you.
Yes.
Because when I know, we're literally an extension of their team when it comes to the top of the recruiting funnel, right? Of driving in the applicants, making sure they're properly screened so that you don't get complacent, because we all do as entrepreneurs. You get busy doing something else. Right. You forget to post the job. You're not refreshing them. They're dead. Suddenly something happens. You can hire from the golf course. Exactly. More importantly,
that's right. That's the freedom lifestyle. Exactly right.
When I'm at the lake, somebody is making sure that I have applicants flowing in and being screened so that when I come back, I can just engage and do the part that I need to do, which is this a guy that fits our culture? Is this a guy that knows what he's talking about? Not the front end part of, well, I went to the lake, so I forgot to post this job. So it's now 4 days later and I don't have any applicants to look at. And now I'm stressed and I'm in the truck.
Right.
Because we didn't get the applicants for it. That's I go to the lake and yet somebody's still sending emails for my business. I go to the lake and Jessica's still doing demos. Right. I don't need to be doing those when I'm at the lake. And recruiting is this demand generation that if you get busy and don't do it, everything falls apart. Like the stress, the likelihood of you getting desperate and just making a crappy hire because you're like, man, I know it totally sucks, but we got to get this truck filled. We got to get a butt in the seat.
Right. So I'm going to hire that felon.
I'm sure he's past that now.
He'll be all
he's moved on.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Love that.
Good stuff, Ryan.
Yes.
All right. Hey, a lot there. There's so much here to the guys, but ApplicantPro makes it easy. ApplicantPro, Ryan and his team, they are the experts. Okay, it doesn't get any better. Yep. All right, and so I know they could bore you to tears with all the numbers and stuff, and we get into data and all that. But guys, just do it. Let's stick to what we do, and let's love growing our businesses. Okay, growing your business. And let the others do the part that that helps you grow your business. And ApplicantPro is what you need for your hiring. So there you have it, Ryan.
Type applicant in the comments or go to
themilliondollarplumber.com/ApplicantPro. All right, Mr. Ryan, hiring guru. Hey, thanks, man. Thanks again for taking the time.
Yes, appreciate it, Ryan.
Appreciate it. Appreciate your crew too. Pass it on.
All right.
Jessica.
Give her a raise.
We have, I think we're probably at, just south of 1,000 clients in the construction, home service type realm. So, man, we just love working with. It's a little aggravating as we try to change their concepts, like unpaid vacation. I'm still upset about that one. I'll be honest.
I know.
But it's so awesome to see the changes, and I know my team loves working with the plumbing clients that we've got. Just like that ability to see that we're impacting their business. And again, it goes back to the courage thing, and the opposite of courage is like frustration and desperation and fear. Yep. Just that knowledge that that's what we're doing, man. We just love working with your guys. So,
especially the $1 Million Plumber clients, I would assume.
Oh heck yeah, they're our favorite ones.
All right, here we go. All right. Hey, let's close before he changes his mind. Okay.
All right, thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
For sure, anytime.
Yeah.
Take care, brother.
Hope to see you soon.
All right, man.
And again, give Jessica a raise. So there you go.
Okay. Oh, there we go, guys. Hey, for real. Hey, they're great people.
They are.
But more importantly, you definitely need this part of your system, okay?
Yep.
ApplicantPro. Just do it. Type applicant in the comments, okay? And it'll take you to where you can set up for your free demo and just check it out. I mean, not going to be pushy, but once you see it and what all can be done, and guys, you can't afford not to do it. Okay,
and it's such a great. Oh gosh, where were they when we had our plan?
I know, and that was one of the questions I always asked when I was in. When we're sitting by the pool in Jamaica, sipping on an adult beverage, and we called in and check on the business. I'd ask, how things going. I really didn't care. I just want to make sure the place wasn't burnt down. Okay, I mean, I care, but you know what I'm saying.
We
all right,
cared.
But I did ask. Do we have any applicants? Because we are always recruiting.
Right.
Always recruiting.
Always.
Okay, and I like how you put that, which is true. It's that courage. Okay, so if you got calls coming in, so you're always marketing. Okay, all right, and then you have applicants. Okay, so you got that guy that just isn't working your system, or you can have that talk. You can have that talk with them because you can't replace them.
You got the courage.
You got the courage. Okay, so do it.
Yes.
All right. Hey, and also if you're looking to learn there's other parts of your plumbing business that you need to know. Okay.
There are.
And all right, and we go over them all in the Success Academy. All right. And so if you're really looking to take your plumbing business to the next level, okay, you need to check out the Success Academy. All right. We go over everything in there from hiring, how to hire. Okay. Introduce you to pros like ApplicantPro, okay? But also creating your right price, your own flat rate pricing, okay? How to pay your guys, benefits, okay? Everything, accounting, okay? All the fun stuff and the boring stuff. Teaching you the business of plumbing.
Make it all exciting.
Okay, but it's the stuff you got to know, all right? And you can check it out for free. So again, there's no reason to be scared. So you got to have the courage. All right, simply type success in the comments or go to themilliondollarplumber.com/success and check it out and grab your free trial. All right, I hear the music. About time to flush this episode of Potty Talk Live.
Thanks, Ryan Kohler.
Thank you, Ryan Kohler with ApplicantPro. But as always, I want to remind you that you were purposely, wonderfully created, and you were created to do great things. So get out there and plumb like a champion.
Thank you for tuning in to Potty Talk Live with Richard Behney, the $1 Million Plumber. If you enjoyed this show, share it now.
Just do it.
To catch past episodes and get alerts for new episodes, turn notifications on now and join us again for more tips, techniques, and strategies to help you grow your plumbing business.